Hello and welcome to a video designed to navigate creating class sections. Let's get started. Class sections associate students with the AP courses and AP exams they're taking each school year. Enrollment in a class section is how students indicate their desire to have an AP exam ordered on their behalf. Students access assignments in AP Classroom as assigned by their AP teachers. And we, as AP coordinators, create class sections after completing the initial setup in AP registration and ordering. And ideally, this is done before the first day of school. AP coordinators can create class sections for all subjects. We also create class sections for students who are not enrolled in the actual course. We have a separate video for this situation. Our AP teachers can also create class sections for their AP course audit authorized subject. Class sections are created for all AP courses, even if there's only one class. Each class section is associated with an AP teacher. This is generally by period, based on the master schedule of classes. More than one teacher can be assigned to a single class section. And if an AP teacher has multiple periods for a subject, separate class sections should be created for each class period, as opposed to one section for the entire subject. This allows AP teachers to assign resources on a per class basis. It also allows schools to be able to view the performance of individual classes on the AP instructional planning reports. Now, before creating class sections, it's helpful to have a copy of our master schedule, which has all of our AP classes and teachers. It's also important to have the AP course audit completed. New AP teachers and current AP teachers teaching a new or different AP course this year should add the course or courses to their profile. After that's done, they should submit the AP course audit form. The AP Course Audit Administrator then approves the AP Course Audit form. Returning teachers who taught an AP Course Audit approved course last year will already be listed in AP registration and ordering. Now let's take a look at where class sections are created. In AP registration and ordering, we navigate to the Courses page. We begin by scrolling to the class for which we need to create a class section. For this example, we're going to create a class section for AP English Literature and Composition. Click on the Add Section link. When we click on the Add Section link, this pop-up box will appear. We want to name sections consistently and clearly for organizational and score reporting purposes. Class section names should be easily recognizable by students and educators, as it helps to ensure students are in the correct sections. There are a few best practices for section names that we would like to share. If teachers have already created class sections, review their names to ensure consistency. And as AP coordinators, we can edit names of class sections even if the teachers were the ones who created the sections. The next area we need to populate is the maximum number of students. The default for this is 40. However, the AP coordinator or the AP teacher can edit this number, which limits the student enrollments for that section. No additional students will be able to enroll in that section unless the field is increased. Now that we've completed the top two boxes, we come down to the course schedule field. We have four options for this field. The first option is standard full year, and we'll use this option if the section is held for the whole school year. The second option is fall semester only. So we'll use this option if the section begins at the beginning of the year and ends at the first semester or trimester. The third option is spring semester. This option is used for sections that begin after the final ordering deadline for full year and exam only class sections, or is held during the second semester. The fourth option is exam only, and we'll use this option to create sections for students taking an exam at our school without taking the corresponding courses at our school. The final field in this box is to indicate what teacher is teaching this class section. The drop-down list shows the teachers at our school who have approved AP course audit form for that specific course. If a teacher is not appearing in this list, they need to submit the AP course audit form. Up to 3 teachers can be assigned to a class section. This is helpful if the class has co-teachers or if a teacher will be going on leave. Upon selecting the teacher, we can now click on the Create Section button. The class section then appears under the courses in AP Registration and Ordering. Now, there may be times when we need to edit a class section, so let's take a look at how to do this. On the Courses page, we find the class section for which we need to make a change and scroll over to the Actions column. Here we choose Edit Section. We can now change the section name, update the maximum number of students, update the course schedule, add a co-teacher, or change the teacher. If teachers have created their own class sections, we may need to edit the section name if they have not used the class section naming convention that we've set up for our school. Along with editing class sections, we can also delete class sections. We may need to do this if there is a change in the master schedule due to enrollments. On the course page, we find the class section for which we need to make a change and scroll to the Actions column. Choose Delete Section. This action permanently deletes the section from our school in AP Registration and Ordering. It's important to note that we can only delete a section if there are no enrollments in that section. Thank you for viewing this video on creating class sections.